Welcome this Sunday night. Ask Us Anything, and we appreciate your joining us. And I'm wondering if everybody's got their candy ready for tomorrow night.
Because tomorrow is Halloween.
It seems like the conversation is how expensive candy is this year. Just like everything else, the price of candy has gone up.
Speaking of which, I have not seen any. Where is our candy? You know, people could come to the door here and we don't have any candy for them.
We don't.
Well,
I guess I better get some cash. I don't want candy in the house. In fact, when we were in Hershey, I purposely did not buy Hershey candy bars like I normally do.
That's usually our Halloween stash.
Yeah, because neither of us need the temptation in the house. I try not to buy things that we shouldn't eat. I mean, I don't do as well when we're on the road as I do when we're home. But, I really try hard. I pick it up and then I put the things back.
But we didn't know where we'd be. We thought we might be at our property in Tennessee.
And I don't think we'd have anybody there.
No trick-or-treaters there. Maybe some raccoons and a wily coyote who comes by. But no, nothing there. And now we're in Florida at the condo, and I don't think there's anybody that's going to be here.
Yeah, the condo's basically empty. I think everybody's home with their kids to
this is kind of the
celebrate.
official...
Halloween has really gotten popular. I can't believe how everybody is in the spirit of having fun.
It is. And down here, Halloween is the end of the season, if there is such a thing. I mean, the lifeguards are off the beach as of November 1st. And the chair service that they set up for people, to get in the sun is
bring your own chair.
But November, the first week, the week down here where we are in the Panhandle, it's supposed to be 80 degrees every day. Next week, yeah, sunny and 80. So pretty nice. I know it's colder where a lot of you are, and we're putting off. We have to get up to Tennessee. We got to winterize the fifth wheel. We got to get to Michigan and winterize the motorhome.
But because we own a rental property, our cleaning person told us that the AC wasn't working. So
here in Florida,
yeah, so it was a necessary stop to come here.
Yep. Well, this is Ask Us Anything, and enough of our jibber jabbering. Yeah. We want to hear your comments, your questions. We love to see where everybody is tonight. And I always like to show the first person on, and that's our buddy Ed Richards, who is in South Louisiana. Well, he says the weather is awesome at the moment.
But always subject to change.
Yeah, you had some storms there, Ed, because they came through here about midnight last night. I didn't hear them, but they tell me they did. So good to see you, Ed. Thanks for being there. And close on his heels is Linda Ward, who is in Robbinsville, New Jersey. And look what she said.
Oh, they winterized for the first time yesterday. Yay, us. I am proud of you. The thermometer read 28 when we got up this morning. Surprise. Oh. You did good.
You did good, Linda. That brand new RV of yours is going to rest. But, you can use it in the winter, too. Just, you flush with.
And now you know how easy it was to winterize. You're comfortable with that. You can go use it and then winterize it again.
Yep. Yeah. Now, we're going to have to winterize, right?
Yes.
We're going to have to winterize ours in Tennessee, the fifth wheel and the motorhome. But then we're coming down to Florida right after our winter camp out in the Upper Peninsula. So we'll de-winterize then. And sometimes we're in
Tampa.
Sometimes we winterize and de-winterize 2 or 3 times a year because it's not that hard. It's easier every time you do it. Now I've never winterized the fifth wheel, so that's going to be
that's a different.
Yeah, I'm going to have to
ball game.
I'm going to have to study up on it, as they say.
I think it's going to take a lot more of the RV antifreeze.
Hey, big thanks to Chris Cowley, who is moderating everything over on YouTube for us and putting up links and stuff as we share information. And, of course, over on Facebook and Twitter and all our other social media platforms tonight, Phyllis Cara, who's putting up the questions for us, like this one from Maureen Tweedley.
Yay, we finally have rain in the Vancouver lower mainland. It is now fall for sure. I will winterize next weekend as we might be down to freezing.
Yeah, it is that time of year, isn't it?
It is, sir.
We've always been able to stretch ours over the last 10, 11 years.
You just live dangerously.
I do. We usually stretch it to the second or third, till just before Thanksgiving. This year, we've had an earlier freeze up in the northern states. Down here, it's pretty nice still. 80 degrees in the daytime and in the 60s at night. Not bad. Just need a light shirt, a long sleeve shirt, or sweatshirt in the morning when we take Bo to the dog park. So,
Mhm.
and there's the temperature. Look at that. Well, tonight,
71.
right now, it's 72 still out there tonight, and it just the sunset just set. Just the sun just set here in on Florida's Panhandle. Quigley, yeah, whatever. Luntz Quigley, somebody, yeah.
After 6 months of storage, what do we need to do to assure our drinking water is okay? We have a softener and under sink filtration unit for our 2018 Solitude GK310.
Well, you should not have water in your freshwater tank after 6 months of storage. So if you, because that water went skunky, I guarantee you, if you have left water in your freshwater tanks, empty it immediately. And you're going to have to probably run fresh water through 2 or 3 times. Fill it up, empty it, fill it up, empty it. You need to put a little bleach in it. A tablespoon or so of bleach. Run it through the system till you don't smell that bleach in the water. But from your question, it sounds to me that you left water in your freshwater tank while your unit was in 6 months of storage. So if the question is that it's just now going into 6 months of storage and you want to know what you do when you bring it out in 6 months' time, take that water out right now. Get that water out of there.
They might not have water in it. Maybe they're just saying, well, they're going to put some drinking water in it. Maybe they're going to go camping. I'm not sure it has that.
The way the question is written, it sounds to me like he's got water in it.
Okay.
But so when you store it, it should store empty. When you bring it back at the first of the year, I always fill it up with fresh water, empty it, fill it up, put a little bleach in, run that through, empty it. Sometimes I'll do it 3 times until when I put the tap on, I don't smell bleach anymore. But sanitize your system after it's been sitting there like that long.
I wonder how many people are like us, because our Sticks and Bricks home in Michigan, we have a lot of iron in our water. And, in the house, it goes through all the filters, the iron filter and all of that.
Well, they have a softener, they say, in theirs. So that's good.
But I'm thinking like people like us that you just got the hose and you're filling it up and empty it, filling it up and empty it. Are you putting a lot of chemicals in our?
Just I usually at the beginning of the season and in the middle of it.
On it.
We always have a filter.
Oh,
we have
when you're filling it up and rinsing
sure.
it.
We have a dual stage filter. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure a lot of other people have well water.
You can find that on our Amazon influencer page. We have a link to our filter. We use I think it's H2 Clear, which is it's a 2-stage filter. One a big carbon and then the regular filter that comes in. It uses solid carbon and it just does a great job. So
that's always something with me, that when you're out there camping, you don't know these different camp places that you go, what the water is like.
No,
so how important a good filter is.
Yeah, it is.
And change it when you're supposed to change it.
Yeah, now most RVs have a filter inside too, and that needs to be taken out of line when you put it in storage. And you can put it back in at the end of the year, but I would always suggest change that filter too, the one that's internal. It's usually in the bathroom sink, underneath the sink in there. This is where you can find our Amazon page with all the links. We've got, oh my gosh, we've got the products we use for Bo, inside the RV, outside the RV. We just did a live one. We tested Amazon Live this afternoon while Jennifer was napping and it was raining and I didn't have anything else to do.
Drying my hair.
And then she started drying her hair in the middle of my live shot. But anyway, we just did a live thing and I did the top 12 products that we think are the most used products that we had this camping season. And you can watch a taped version of that right there if you want to go see it. Give me some pointers, because that's the first Amazon Live we've ever done. We'll probably do some more. They're kind of fun, but that was the first one. Gail Gebhardt.
Hello from St. Joe, Michigan. Your neighbor.
Our new neighbor, yeah.
Yes.
Jen, I realized we have not done a story yet on the 10 acres of land we bought in Southwest Michigan. We did a little thing on Instagram. I just linked to it in the story I did on YouTube yesterday, the one with Bo's satellite collar. Mm-hmm. But we have to when we get up there, we have to do a whole video that kind of tours that property. Shows the house that's on the property, which we are in the middle of kind of our big project is going to be to restore it, not restore it, but to remodel it, I guess is the better phrase. Straight down to the studs. So, but anyway, we're really looking forward to Southwest Michigan. And
then we have our fingers crossed that we're going to be able to sell the house that we have
in
that we've
Southeast
lived in
Michigan
for 29 years, which I think is the most wonderful home on earth. And we've lived there 29 years and I absolutely love it. And I'm just absolutely amazed that we're getting all these comments that people are complaining. I'm going to have a little oxygen station at the top of our steps.
You better explain.
Okay. How we know is that we've got the doorbell.
Well, you better explain first. The house has a bunch of steps to go up to the front, and we're kind of on a hill overlooking a creek.
Yeah.
So you have to walk some steps.
Yeah, you have to go up a flight of stairs to go in our front.
Now we're senior citizens. We go up the flight of stairs.
We've been doing this for 29 years.
So it's no big deal for us.
But we're getting all these comments.
Now explain the cameras.
Okay, Mike has a camera.
How many cameras?
So many of you have. You have cameras in the back,
four
cameras
cameras
in the front. But we can see people when they come to our front door.
The Ring doorbell.
Yeah, and we also get a notification when somebody's coming to view our home. And I'm watching these people walk up the steps. And,
oh my gosh.
Okay, folks, quit using the escalator.
Yeah, I mean, they can't hardly make it up the stairs.
Escalator for...
No, we're not going to do that. I mean, it's just it's kind of embarrassing that these and they're younger than us. We're senior citizens.
Yeah,
they're going up the steps to our house and and it's like, good grief, you better go to an old person's home. You're not ready to buy a house like this.
Well, we're not. Well, hopefully, hopefully we'll always be able to go upstairs. I'm very grateful that we can go upstairs, but I am amazed at how many people can't. It blows me away.
Van Gogh with a question.
Hello from mild Huntsville State Park near Houston.
Awesome. For a minute, I thought you were in Alabama, but it's the one in Houston. William Iserary.
Happy Sunday, guys, from Port St. Lucie, Florida.
On the southern part of the state, the Gulf Coast.
I bet that's nice.
Quish Schwensberger.
Closing our seasonal site. I wonder where that seasonal site is.
Isn't that hard? That's sad
it really
to do.
Is hard. It's so hard to.
But just as fast as this season went by, so will the closing season. That will go by, and it'll be no time at all, and it will be spring, and you'll be opening it with great anticipation. So, you got the holidays to look forward to, Chris, and then winter. but spring follows.
A lot of people love winter.
Gigs.
What do you think of RV resorts charging $150 to lock in your site for a 2-month stay?
Oh, wow. I wish you didn't ask me that. I think that they should all
$150. They don't even deduct it from what you're going to pay for the 2 months.
I think they have to do that. But I think so many RV resorts are despicable in what they charge people, the way they treat people because of the demand. I think they're going to get a rude awakening with this recession that everybody except Washington admits we're in. I think that I hope they all go out of business. I mean, why do you price gouge people when they're being price gouged on every other aspect of their life? I think it's despicable. And that is why, I got to tell you this, I'm really excited about it. That is why I am so excited that we own property, that we own RV property in Tennessee and now in Michigan, where we can camp as long as we want, whenever we want, and it's a beautiful area. That's why so many people. Rooms. Yeah, we have.
You bring your own room.
Yeah, that's very good. But I think that's why so many people are looking at buying RV properties, because these campgrounds and resorts are just price gouging. Now, I got to say, be sure and listen to the podcast Wednesday. I've mentioned this 2 or 3 times, and I said that we've heard about another RV property development out west in Arizona. It's very hard to find RV land, it really is. In terms of, you can find little half-acre lots or stuff, but multi-acre packages are really hard to find, where you can leave your RV there as long as you want. You can build if you want, and you don't have a ton of taxes and restrictions.
I have to say, I'm wondering that $150 fee, if that is given back to you.
It probably is.
Or applied
but still.
Okay, what do you think about?
You're interrupting me.
I'm sorry. But I have this.
People wonder why our conversations go. Yeah.
That's because I'm wondering, what is the difference between VRBO, that when people book a condo or something, they have to pay half the price up front, and people have their money for possibly 6 months, 9 months, sometimes a year.
Well, I
half
think
the money,
and then they know,
and that doesn't seem right either.
Well, they refund the money in VRBO if you cancel within a certain amount of time.
True.
So
I think that there's kind of a logical thing there. I'm not saying it's right. I just think it's kind of
it's another thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to tell you something important, but I've totally been interrupted. The train is off the tracks, and all I want to tell you is watch the podcast. And I'll just keep her quiet here. Just watch the podcast, and you can see about this development in Arizona. We have a whole. We're going to tell you all about it. It's really cool. It's right off Route 66. It's an awesome place. Is that okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to interrupt you next time.
Okay.
Kathy Stevens.
Okay. How do you handle your health care? Our regular insurance that we have works in whatever state we're in. Oh, healthcare, meaning that when we have to go to doctors for various things. There are the walk-in clinics, there's hospitals, there's emergency rooms.
We've twice been in emergency care in hospitals in our RV lifestyle career.
Me once.
Jennifer once with respiratory pneumonia in Red Lodge, Montana, one of the neatest little hospitals we've ever been in, and it was a really great experience. The only danger was when you went out after 10 o'clock and there were grizzly bears in the parking lot.
10-bed hospital.
10-bed hospital, but great care.
And you at Mayo in Minnesota.
And mine, I ended up in emergency surgery at the Mayo Hospital in Minnesota because we happened to be we were on our way to Glacier, and when I had my gallbladder removed there. We won't go into that. Yeah. But you handle it just like you're home.
Take care of yourself when you're home. Don't deny.
Prescriptions, use a chain, and CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, they all are all over the country, and use one of those and you can get your prescriptions. I
did switch my pharmacy that I used at home to one that's everywhere.
A chain. Yeah.
A big chain that, it was easier.
Yeah.
But I'm sure not much easier, but just a little.
Yep. So it's just like at home. Bill Smith.
We store our camper for the winter. Should you put the stabilizers down?
Good question. Yes.
Excellent question.
Not so the wheels are off the ground, but so a little bit of the weight has been taken off the wheels. I hope that's clear. So, you don't want to be able to spin the wheel, but you want to, just go to that. There will be a time you'll want to do that. So assuming you're going to be up, it's going to be stored like that for 3, 4, 5 months. Just take it, put your stabilizers down and, chock your wheels and just make them down left. So just a little bit of the weight is taken off the wheels. Now, there's a lot of debate among tire experts and RVers, and everybody has an opinion, right? But about what's called flat topping, that if you leave your wheels in the same position too long and you're not moving it, that it will flatten out there. Most of the experts I've talked to say that as you drive it, that flattening area will level right off. But to prevent that, what people suggest is that about every month and a half, 2 months, that you go to your stabilizers, bring them up so the wheels are just off enough that you can spin them 180 degrees and then bring them back down again. So there you go, Bill. Hope that helps. I'm sure you'll hear from people who say, oh, no, don't do that. And other people will say, yep, they do that. And somebody will say, only turn it 90 degrees. You know what armchair engineers are like. But that's our advice anyway. Michael Solon.
Just winterized our 38-foot motorhome, then covered it.
I don't know where you are, Michael, but okay, good for you.
Sounds like a good plan.
Just make sure that cover is not a tarp and that it's breathable, and that otherwise you're going to have a mildew problem with it. So make sure it's a breathable tarp. The car guy.
I thank you both. Really enjoy the podcast and your YouTube videos. Thank you.
Appreciate that. That's great. Beth Walsh.
Greetings from Michigan. Have you found it difficult to balance travel and family? Yeah, it's always a challenge to see everybody and do everything, but we're doing our best. I mean, our kids are scattered. And a lot of people's kids are scattered in different states.
Actually, I would maintain that it's a little better because with an RV, we can visit them all. Our kids are in 3 different locations, so we can go. They never come to us.
Yeah.
Ever.
Have you guys reached that stage in life where your kids don't come visit you? If you want to see them, you have to go visit them, but they're busy.
What was that skit we saw once?
Oh, it was.
It was. I know it was. It was a guy who got on the phone and he got one of his kids and he says, "Bill, whatever his son's name was, I got some bad news for you. Your mom and I are getting a divorce." After 54 years, says Bill. Yep. Nothing you can do about it. That's just the way it is. We'll see you later. And he hung up, and his wife is looking, and he says, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, the phone rang, and Dad, we're coming up to talk about this. And all of the kids came. But yeah, the kids, they don't come. So we'll go to them, and with an RV, it's easier.
The kids are wonderful, though, because a couple of years ago, I had a health issue. And
they all came.
Everybody
they thought you were dying.
COVID. They thought I was dying, and they all came, and it was wonderful seeing them all.
How you feeling? Let's call them up and cough a little on the phone. But Dennis Morrill.
Just a FYI, just got back from Indiana, took tours, Thor, Integras, Forest River, and Newmar, and RV Museum recommended during these tours, and ended up with a Newmar Baystar. Just a
FYI. Good for you. We just did a gathering this summer at the RV Hall of Fame Museum, and Elkhart's that's one of the reasons we're in Southwest Michigan, because we can go down to Elkhart now, the RV capital of the world. We can go down. That's only about 45 minutes from our new property in Michigan. So Jim Capello.
Have you ever been to the Wilderness in Disney?
Camp Wilderness.
Yes, we have, and loved it. We were with a group, and it was a lot of fun.
Weren't we there about this time?
Yeah.
Because I think right after Halloween, everything gets decorated for Christmas, and it is really a hoot. Particularly looking at all the RVs. We have a video on it on our YouTube channel. There's a video.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun, and it was the first time we've ever gone to Disney without kids or grandkids.
It was all adults, all RVers, and our friend Pogo organized that. And I wish Pogo was back camping again, organize it, because I would love to organize another RV lifestyle trip to Fort Wilderness, but we'd need to get that. That's going to be costly.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
It really is fun. It really is a lot of fun. Maybe we'll get Phyllis on that. Camp Wilderness and Disney. It'd be expensive, but it would be fun. It's a great place, and we love the Magic Kingdom. The
campground was fun.
Campground's an awesome campground. It's huge. You end up needing to rent a golf cart really to get around.
But it was fun when we went because everything was decorated for Christmas.
Yeah, this is a great time, RVs. And I think that it's the slowest it is right about between
and
Halloween
some people,
and Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Their entertainment is to go into the different hotels and see how they're decorated.
Yeah, and then you can go
because the parks are pretty expensive.
You can go to the Magic Kingdom, you can go to Epcot, you can go to Animal Kingdom, and you can hang out in the campground. It's one of our favorite campgrounds. It's very expensive, but nice
for the
camping.
dog, it was way back then. That was years ago. It was $100 a night
for dogs. Dogs. Jerry Cornelius.
Final outing with our camping club this Thursday. Mount Airy, North Carolina. Mayberry, Andy Griffin's hometown. Pork chop sandwich in our future. The fun never stops.
No, it doesn't, Jerry. Good for you. That is I love North Carolina. It's beautiful. And he's in a camping club, which I think is pretty cool. I kind of think that's what we are with our Facebook group and everything. We're just a big camping club because
I think what a great idea to join a camping club.
Yep, and it is. It's awesome. Good for you, Jerry. And there's our buddy Davis, Tandy, and Buster.
Hello from beautiful Knoxville. Looking forward to the next gathering.
He sent me a picture this week. He took his RV in. He said his mileage wasn't as good as he thought, and he sent me the picture. The reason why is there was this big bird that had splattered against the radiator and the intake, and it was ugly.
I wonder if we had something like that happen.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out. Maybe one of you mechanics can give me an idea, because the last time we came back about a month ago from Southwest Michigan to Southeast Michigan, about a 180-mile drive.
Yeah.
We got out of the brand new RV, their Class C. It was just so hot.
It smelled like something was burning up.
And
we had driven it home from Hershey. We've driven a couple times.
No problems, but this was really, it smelled like rubber almost, and none of the indicator lights were on. I opened the hood. I saw nothing amiss there. I thought maybe a belt had come off, but that wasn't the case. I have no idea what it is. And the way our schedule's been, we've been on the road traveling since then. So I haven't had a chance to drive it and see if it's still there.
It was very windy that day we drove home.
And we drove hard and fast.
But we don't know because we had driven it.
But it really smelled as if something was melting or burning, and I could not find what it was.
In fact, I said, we can't take this any place until we get it checked.
Yeah. So I got to deal with that when I get back to Michigan, but all ideas appreciated.
And then, don't say anything about your truck.
Oh, well, you got it now because they all wonder what you're talking about. We'll get to you in a minute, Paul.
We just, right before this show, we went to run an errand, and Mike looked at the back of his truck, and somebody
scraped the whole quarter panel.
I mean, it's incredible how much damage they did.
Yeah, I mean, just scraped it. Just gouged the paint. And,
I mean, it was just sitting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes, you have to be grateful it wasn't worse, and all the gratefuls, but still is upsetting. So
I would have been more grateful if it didn't happen at all.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Paul.
Hi, all. Had a great first year camping in Class C motorhome.
Awesome. And you're going to have a great second year too, Paul. And I know, I keep getting all these emails. I wish I could show you all my emails. Maybe we'll answer some on the podcast this week in the question and answer time. But so many people saying, are we going to be able to camp? What's going to happen? Yes, you are. It's going to, we're not, I know we have this diesel crisis, supposedly a 25-day supply. That doesn't mean we're out of diesel. That means that's how much the reserves are, and they are constantly being filled. And I don't think we're going to run out of diesel. I hope not. We adjust. That's what we RVers do. We just adjust, and it's going to be fine. And I'm glad you had a great first year, and you can look forward to your second. It's going to be good. Nancy Crane.
Hi, in North Alabama, rainy, cloudy, but 61 all day.
Well, 70. What did I say it was? I can't see. Alexa, what's the temperature?
I can see it's 70.
Alexa says
Here
it's
are
7.
the top Amazon deals.
No, we don't care about
I don't care about that.
Alexa, quiet. Alexa, quiet.
Stop.
I had to ask, right? Okay. RV home. Williams in Lakeland, Florida, across the state from us. How you doing? Marty's in Greenville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always great to see. Gigs again.
There is no refund for that $150.
See?
Even if you have to cancel.
See, I told you. That's what I saw in his note. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, then you don't want to camp there. If they treat you like that now, what are they going to do when you're there? I mean, how do you even know they won't give it to somebody else or give you,
that if you don't come, they have time for and somebody else will take it in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So
you're kind of at their mercy, but still, I just hate seeing people exploit the situation. But that's the way it is, right? Jerry Cornelius, comment.
A final outing with our camping club this Thursday, Mount Airy, North Carolina.
We already had that
one.
Yep.
We had that one, the pork chop sandwich in the future.
Yep. We got that one.
I think more people want to join your club, so maybe that's why we did
Jack
it twice.
Partain.
The restaurant.
There we go.
Where they have pork chop sandwiches in Mount Airy
is Snappy Lunch. Yeah.
To die for. Well, that's good to hear.
Yep. That should be on everybody's list when you're in North Carolina. You got to get to Mount Airy, Andy Williams or Andy Griffith's place there. Dennis Morrill.
If you guys ever get to upstate New York, a beautiful campground on the St. Lawrence River, Sway Bay waterfront sites, great campground. We stay there twice a year for a week each time.
St. Lawrence River. It's a gorgeous river. It is. Hey, Phyllis.
I had to come on. We had a contest for Swan Bay, and
that's Swan Bay. Yes. He's got Sway Bay, but it's Swan Bay, right? Yes. We had a contest. They gave away some spots for one of our listeners. It was one of our sweepstakes this summer. Well, great, Dennis. Thank you. I think it's Swan Bay, not Sway Bay, but that's okay.
Well, thank you for catching that, Phyllis.
Yep. Boy, Phyllis is worth her weight in gold, isn't it? Rich Kurtz.
Just winterized her Class B today. Ready for winter trips.
Good. That's the attitude I like to see. Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're still. I have not checked. I was going to check and update you tonight to see how many spots are left at Tequamanon Falls State Park in Michigan's Upper Peninsula that first full weekend of January, because that's when we're doing our winter camp out. And I didn't look. I haven't looked for a couple 3 weeks, but there were only a handful of sites left. So
I think there's some.
Oh, I think they will open more if
Yeah.
if people show interest in it, because they have to come in and plow the sites out. There's Jerry again. He wonders how many Alexa units responded to my comment. Ours did.
I bet they all
Wait a
respond.
minute, let's have some fun. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 6:30 p.m.
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry, everybody. Greg Borton.
Do you think that mid-March will be too early to visit the national parks in Utah?
No, we did. In fact, our last trip in Utah, the Capitol Reef and Arches and Dead Horse Canyon State Park out there by Moab, that was in March, and it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. During the day, it was very comfortable. You just wore a light jacket, but it got cold at night. But awesome time. The crowds are way down. The scenery is as spectacular as it is in the summer. I think March is preferable to the summer when it can get, easily over 100 degrees. So in some parts of those parks. So absolutely go for it. You'll notice some snow as you come in to the Moab area, and as you go out of it, heading north towards Salt Lake City, you'll run into some snow on the side, but up in the mountains. But you'll be fine.
They should take their snowshoes.
No, you'll be great. It's
shovel,
a great
some
time of
sand?
year to go. Some sand. Yeah. Johnny Lightning.
The St. Lawrence River is awesome and pretty good fishing too. Caught smallmouth bass till I was tired of taking them off the hook. 4th of July. How exciting.
And depending on where you go in the St. Lawrence River, there's also salmon up there. They have a couple of big salmon runs. But it's pretty cool. It's a beautiful river.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I love that. Fish to get tired of taking them off the hook. Norm 10.
Hi guys, had a nice day here, but heading south next week. Going to try snowbirding this year.
Good. Wonder where you're headed and if you've had any problems. Can I tell them about Arizona again?
Sure.
Okay. Many of you have asked, because we've mentioned before that we had a lead on some RV property in Arizona, and I said, well, where is it, and all that stuff. And we hadn't had a chance to get out there, but I've had so many emails on it that we ended up talking to the developer, and we have a big interview with them on the podcast on Wednesday. And it's near Route 66, not too far from Kingman, Arizona. And these are multi-acre RV lots. I don't remember what the price is. They're pretty reasonable. And kind of like the Woodlands, you can do whatever you want with them. It's going to be, and this place is selling really fast. So if you're out west and you're thinking about Arizona property, it's not that far from the Grand Canyon, Vegas, all that stuff. Be sure and catch the podcast on Wednesday. So I will give you all the details I have on that property. So there you go.
He is really trying hard to get talking me into courtside.
I would give up the Tampa RV show to go to courtside because I really like the drive out if you take your time. And then, of course, I'd done to go late in January though.
Oh,
so we're not there the whole, because 150,000 people come for that RV show.
I thought that's what you wanted.
I would go to the last week of it maybe.
Because we flew out when we went there before, and
we flew out the week
really liked it.
We flew out the week after the show ended,
Yeah.
and it was great.
I thought you wanted to go out there when everybody was out there.
We flew out, borrowed an RV from a friend, and stayed in
And
it.
went four-wheeling in it.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
Friends never going to let us borrow one again.
No, probably not. But anyway, we'd take one of ours.
Mike treated it just like he'd treat his own. No.
Don't say that. They're all gonna. Yeah, probably very careful. Robin Idlewild.
Was wondering if any of your viewers ever put chains on their Class B vans. I'm sure some do.
Probably some of those who go,
Out
up the
west.
mountain passes where you have to have them on. So if that's you and you're watching, give Robin an answer, and we'll share it with everybody too, because we'd like to hear about that as well.
That's probably a good question to put out there.
Yeah, well, you do have to do it. On many of you've seen them.
Oh, yeah.
The passes. you have to put them in the wintertime
Mhm.
on whatever vehicle's going up, particularly RVs and trucks. We do RVing in the winter in Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula. We've driven our RVs numerous times through blizzards across the Mackinac Bridge in the middle of the winter time.
Mhm. And like they shut it down the minute we crossed.
One time we did, yeah, they did.
Yeah, we were so grateful we got across because we had to get to Tampa.
And we've never had to put chains on. We've always found that our RVs are heavy enough, as long as you keep the speed reasonable, and we're kind of used to driving in snowy conditions, being from Michigan, but we've never needed chains. Some RVers will put snow tires on their RVs. I've not needed that in Michigan ever, so I don't think that's a problem. Our truck that we haul the fifth wheel is 4-wheel drive. I don't think I'd use 4-wheel drive to tow the fifth wheel, but that will get us through much of it. So I think out west is where that would be most likely be found, Robin, but we'll see what we get for responses here. Good question. Marty Santic.
Starting in 2 days, Davenport, Iowa, Memphis, Montgomery, Tallahassee,
Bushnell, Florida.
And for 6 to 7 months. Yay.
Oh, that's a great trip. I bet you're not going to sleep tomorrow night, Marty.
Sounds like you're ready to go. I bet you're packed. And
that's a great trip. I don't know how many miles Davenport to Memphis, but I think that's probably about 300, 400 miles. And then over to Montgomery, Alabama, down to Tallahassee, Florida, and Bushnell, Florida, where you are obviously a snowbird. We had a blog post today on rvlifestyle.com about RV. Make sure you go over and look at that if you're still thinking about being a snowbird. These are RV parks that had not sold out. I think that they did the survey before Hurricane Ian. But anyway, we have a really great interactive map that shows you a lot of places that still had vacancies. So for those who still want to be a snowbird in Florida, check out the blog today. Lots of people looking at that. Marta Santiago.
Have to winterize our Class A as we get it back from our daughter tomorrow. They went camping this weekend in Marion, North Carolina. They had a blast hiking. That does sound nice, doesn't it?
It's really nice of you to let your daughter borrow your Class A. And it's time, isn't it? It's as we get into November. It's hard. A lot of us don't like to see that because we want to use it as long as we can. I'm curious how our fifth wheel is going to do because our plumbing is all above the ground level. It's all protected. It's got heat in there. And we have heated tanks. I'm really curious to see how well we can do with ours. And I'm going to give a call to the Keystone people this week. I want to hear what their advice is. But looking for that. Bob Leach. Hey, Bob. Good to see you this Sunday.
What miles per gallon are you getting with the fifth wheel F250 combo?
About 12.5 when I'm towing it. And man, that 250 when I'm not towing on the highway is close to 20 miles a gallon. It's diesel, but about 12.5. And that is exactly what I get when I'm in my Class C motorhome is 12.5. So no difference between the two. Both are diesels. So about 12.5 when I'm towing.
That's really hard to believe it's the same because you got a fifth wheel and a truck.
I check it
Okay.
multiple times on a trip. RV home.
I drove in ice and snow for 40 years. Now I drive in sunny Florida and avoid the white stuff. That's how my dad was. My dad, he had his drive he had to do, and then he retired. That's it. Out of here.
Yep. RV home, you paid your dues. Hi, Sharon Childress.
Kingsman, Arizona is a nice place. If you're in that area, be sure to go towards that. Bearzonia. Wild Animal Park. That sounds fun. It's a great place to go see bears and other animals up close.
Yeah. Thanks, Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
That's always fun to do. And especially if they're
behind
protected areas. So that will be good. Jules Bug.
We are trying to figure out if we will get an RV or a camper, researching. Might get a travel trailer, a small one.
I don't know what you mean by RV or camper. They're kind of, you mean a trailer? What do you mean a camper?
Home?
When we use the term camper, what we think of is a pop-up camper, which is, just canvas sides and it pops up. That's what we think of when I hear the word camper. But people refer to campers now as their trailers, as their fifth wheels, even as in their motorhomes. So the correct term, is an RV, a recreation vehicle. It could be a trailer or a fifth wheel. It's more often than not a motorhome. A camper is generally a pop-up camper. So I don't know.
They might get a travel trailer, a small one.
Well, keep researching it. And, Jennifer's advice is rent one. Find one of the Outdoorsy or RV Share or one of those companies.
I wonder how much camping you've done.
That's a good question.
And what you had.
Yeah.
Okay. Class C travel trailer.
Okay. Those aren't campers. Those are motorhome. Class C is a motorhome. Travel trailer is a trailer. And a camper is like a pop-up. But you know what? That's just what I hear. Everybody calls it whatever they want now. And so I guess we can use the word camper and it can apply to anything. But just as Jennifer said, research and maybe rent one. William Shell.
Hi, headed to Horse Cave tomorrow. Any suggestions what to see there?
Horse Cave, Kentucky. Well, we have a video. Go see the video. You want to do the underwater river and the longest underwater suspension bridge. Horse Cave, Kentucky has a great cave that you can tour. They'll give you a guided tour. It's well worth it. We always stay at the KOE there on I-65 right at Horse Cave, Kentucky. So, but make sure you do the course.
I mean, all Mammoth Cave and all that's in the area.
That's not too far from there. And then, make sure you go to Mammoth Cave. It's a national park.
We've never been to the dinosaur park that they have there.
It's kind of statues.
I guess you got little kids.
Little kids would probably like that.
We haven't been there. We talk about it, but we never do it.
It's a little south of Horse Cave off of 65. Right at 65 and the Horse Cave, Kentucky exit is a place called Kentucky Down Under, which they have a kangaroo and a camel, and kids can pet a kangaroo. And it's right next to a Amish bakery, which is also great. So Horse Cave, Kentucky. We have a video. Go check it out. Bob Leach.
Are you doing this live chat from Florida? Yes, we are.
With his traveling companion and his bride, Julie. Yes, we are in our condo. And I think you started to say earlier that, we rented out and we always come down about this time to chill out a little bit and check it out because we'd rented it out over the summer season up here in the panels in the summer. And this time we found out we have some air conditioning stuff. So we got a guy coming to fix that this week. And then we're going back up to Tennessee for a little bit. Denham Rue.
Evening from rainy Winder, Georgia. Waiting on our Class B van built by Embassy RV.
We like Embassy RV. They build great ones. So thanks.
You're going to get a good rig.
Yeah. Thank you for checking in with us. That was great. All right. We are about done with this. We want to thank you guys for being with us. Always remind you that our merch, like the Boondocker shirt, and all of our ebooks, travel guides, great reading, great gifts for other RVers. You can find that right there.
Good thing I wore this because you always wear.
Yeah, I didn't. I wore just a plain T-shirt today. Sorry, I didn't get in uniform. And pretty soon it'll be all sweatshirts because it'll be cold out there again when we go north. Again, the podcast this week, be sure and listen into it. Again, we're going to talk about RV land that we found now being sold in Arizona, particularly neat little development there. And then, of course, our videos on YouTube and every day, brand new comments on brand new content on RVlifestyle.com, our RV travel blog. Please give this a thumbs up. That helps Google with its analytics. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The more subscriptions we get, the more thumbs up we get, the more Google shows us to other folks, and that helps us, and we would ask for your help. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks again to Phyllis and Chris for helping keep everything going for us. And wherever you guys are, have a great Halloween tomorrow, and don't eat too much candy because you'll be like with the kids, you'll have that sugar high on Tuesday morning.
Happy trails.